Let's see how things work. So you can see, suspension is working. See? Suspension is working. I have not been to any off-road, but as you can see, when doing bumps, when doing some small potholes and rough surface on tarmac, the suspension is doing what it's supposed to do. It's doing what it is supposed to do. So for me, 100 kilometers later, the bike is beautiful. It is exactly 6:50 in the morning. It is on a Tuesday morning. And here we are in Machakos. See, this is Machakos, Mombasa Highway. Good morning from Meshach to Hills Paradise. We have just hit our first 100 kilometers. See, today I have the Vogue 525 DS. It's a very beautiful motorcycle. And we have just hit 100 kilometers from zero mileage. I picked this bike from the warehouse yesterday. It was only 0.6 kilometers. 0.6 kilometers. Yeah. They had only been tested for 600 meters. Yeah, by the technicians. And here we are. It's a very beautiful bike. Very, very, very beautiful bike. As you can see, we are now at 101 kilometers. Yes, 101 kilometers. 101 kilometers only. Some few things I can mention. My feedback for the 100 kilometers is that this bike is premium. I'm very sure this is not the first time you have heard me mention the name premium. I mean it. This motorcycle is premium. This is not your regular Chinese bikes. It's Vogue 525. And this bike, if you can remember my previous video about this bike, it has a lot of technology. Traction controls, ABS, the EFI system is so efficient. The brakes are working so fine. So fine. Yeah, the brakes are working so fine. The windshield is doing something, although I would wish it was a little bit higher. I would wish it was a little bit higher, but it is doing its job. I left home slightly after 5:30. Yes, I think 5:40 something around there. And the headlight is working. These lights are working. These lights are working. We have the main headlight and we have the auxiliary lights over here. And these auxiliary lights, they come stock from factory. They come stock from factory. You can switch them off, you can switch them on. The headlight is so bright. So bright. It is working as it is expected. The comfort on this motorcycle is for sure something you're going to enjoy. Just for the first 100 kilometers, I would say the bike is good. The bike is good. I haven't had anything that can make me complain about it. You know very well when I'm reviewing bikes, I always tell the positive and the negative. For now, I haven't had anything that can make me complain. The bike is handling properly. very, very, very well. As you can see, the seat is also working fine. The last time I had that trip with Tekken, I told you about the seat. The Tekken seat was not performing properly, but this one is okay. For the first 100 kilometers, this bike is okay. It is very nimble, and the bike is right. The bike is right. It's not so heavy. Actually, it's a big bike. As you can see, there's a big bike. It is the same size with the Honda CB500. Yeah, Honda CB500X. It is slightly smaller than V-Strom 650. Slightly smaller than V-Strom 650. But the power in this motorcycle is amazing. I was not expecting this. It's only a 500cc motorcycle, twin cylinder EFI, but the power in this motorcycle is something else. Yeah, something else. I'm trying so hard to maintain low speeds and low RPMs because the bike is now going through the braking period. But for sure, this bike is going to make me struggle to maintain low speeds because at around 3000 RPM, this bike is already past 80. 3000 RPM, somewhere around here, this bike is already doing 80. So you can imagine if I pull it up to, it's going to be something else. The owner of this bike is waiting for it. I'm gonna deliver this bike later, and I'm very, very sure that individual is going to enjoy this motorcycle. The first 100 kilometers, my feedback is this bike is premium. It is something you would wish to take a trip on. I have been riding for over 10 years and not so many bikes I have sat on feel like this one. This one is feeling something. The bike has zero vibrations. Actually, that part of vibrations is something I would wish to know what they did with the engine, because this bike has zero vibrations. Zero vibrations, not near zero. Totally zero vibrations. Yeah, totally zero vibrations. As you can see, it has these beautiful hand guards, and they are guarding your hands from wind. They are working. They are guarding your hands from wind. So they are working. They are really working. Yeah. The side mirrors are okay. I told you about Tekken. The side mirrors were not so good. This one, the side mirrors are okay. The suspension is adjustable, as you can see. It's adjustable. I don't know how much preload or whatever they have done from factory, but whatever they did is working fine. The tires are Metzera, very expensive tires. Metzera Tourance. The whole set is Metzera. See? It's Metzera. Very, very, very beautiful and very expensive tires for touring. So, yeah, let's see how things work. So you can see, suspension is working. See? Suspension is working. I have not been to any off-road, but as you can see, when doing bumps, when doing some small potholes and rough surface on tarmac, the suspension is doing what it's supposed to do. Doing what it is supposed to do. So for me, 100 kilometers later, the bike is beautiful. The bike is beautiful. Let's see what happens after we do 600 kilometers all the way to Malindi. God be with you. To Who is Paradise, this is Meshak. Tuendelee na safari.